seems to me that the women, Mary, and in some Gospels, a small group of women, they got up Sunday morning looking for the wrong Jesus. May seem an unusual way to phrase it, but isn't that what they were doing? They were looking for a dead Jesus. They were looking for a body. It's not the Jesus that was out there. They should have been looking for a resurrected Jesus, and I don't know that that's unreasonable to think that they could have done that. Jesus had told the disciples beforehand what was going to happen. If you go through the book of Mark, for example, 3 times Jesus tells the disciples, I'm going to get killed and I'm going to rise from the dead. I'm sure they didn't understand what that meant. That's certainly what the writer tells us. But even so, you might think that after Friday, after Jesus did die, maybe they would remember that, and maybe come Sunday they would go looking for a resurrected Jesus. I bring this up because I just wonder if you are looking for the wrong Jesus. Again, I know that sounds odd, but I know people who are looking for the wrong Jesus. They're looking for Jesus, the genie in the bottle, the genie in the lamp. The idea is they don't really want to have much to do with Jesus until they get into trouble or until they need something. And then they want to pull Jesus out, rub the lamp, have Jesus appear, get Jesus to do something for them. Move the hurricane, for example. Heal somebody, something along those lines. And after that's done, they want Jesus to go back in the lamp, and they just want to put him aside. I know people that they're looking for a business Jesus, a businessman. They're looking to make a deal, so to speak. Mostly that deal is about the life after this one. They want to say to Jesus, okay, give me the conditions. We'll write it down. You tell me what minimal things I have to do now so that when I die, you'll take care of me. Because Jesus, I don't really need you now, but I will need you after I'm dead. There are people who are looking for the prosperity Jesus, if you will. They read that line where Jesus says, I came that they might have life and have it abundantly. And they think that what that means is that Jesus is going to provide them the American dream. And so that's the Jesus they're looking for, the Jesus that's going to make sure they have a really good job, lots of money so they can buy lots of stuff, travel, do things like that. And then some are looking for the retribution Jesus. I know some of these people. They're looking for Jesus to get even for them. Typically it's other groups. I can't do anything about those people who do whatever it is I don't like, but Jesus could do that for me. You want to see some of this, just log on to the internet, do a little searching about COVID-19. You'll find people that basically that's what they're looking for. They're saying, oh yeah, this is Jesus. He is punishing this group, whatever their group is. It's interesting to me that they never think that the retribution Jesus will come to punish them. It's always other people. Those aren't the Jesuses that we should be looking for, because those Jesuses don't exist. Just like the body wasn't there on Easter Sunday, and the ladies were never going to find it. Nobody's ever going to find these Jesuses, or a lot of others for that matter. So where does that leave us? What is it that we should do? I'll offer you 2 things. One, a suggestion, and one, I hope, a big word of encouragement. The suggestion is this. If you want to know Jesus, if you want to find Jesus, so to speak, I don't think you have to do much more, really, than read about him. You could read the whole book of Mark, in 2-3 hours, just straight through. And I would think that as you read about Jesus, as you listen to him, as you read about stories, what he does, what he says, and start to sort of get, if you will, the authentic Jesus, the risen Jesus. I think that would be really helpful for most of us. And then the word of encouragement. It's not up to you. It's not all up to you, I guess I should say. One of the things, if you read all of the Bible, if you go back to Genesis and you start looking through all of this, you realize that this is not a story of man looking for and finding God. It is really more a story of God seeking out, relentlessly pursuing us. And so, yeah, we kind of have to do our part. So reading about Jesus, learning about Jesus, that's important. But we just need to remember that God is after us. So if by chance this morning you got up early or looked outside, saw a beautiful sunrise, that's Jesus. That's Jesus. That's God pursuing us. Maybe for just a moment, getting us to think of something bigger than ourselves, something beautiful. Gets us just for a brief moment out of our personal troubles. If you've been inspired the last couple of weeks by somebody who did something nice, something incredibly kind, maybe even to you, maybe you were at the store and there was only one thing left on the shelf and they saw you there and they reached for it and they said, well, here, why don't you take this? Those are moments when I think God comes to us. God is seeking us out. It is Easter. The Lord is definitely risen. And the Lord wants us, all of us, to be disciples of him. Let's learn about Jesus. Most of all, let's be open. Let's be open to God's relentless pursuit of us. Because if we do those things, we will truly be able to celebrate our discipleship and celebrate our relationship with God on this day.